Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zeng. Today, we will talk about two topics: a secret plan for the CCP, Russia, and North Korea to jointly establish a nuclear submarine base near Sea of Japan, and two options for the future of the Russian-Ukrainian war reached between the CCP and Russia. Now, let's begin with the first one. During Putin's visit to China this time, Xi Jinping's unexpected initiative to embrace Putin caught many people by surprise, and since both China and Russia muffled the video, no one knows what they said during the hug. However, according to an exclusive tip from the CCP's Central Military Commission obtained by the Chinese language YouTube channel Lude Media, Putin's visit to China resulted in a secret agreement with the CCP that China, Russia, and North Korea would set up a secret nuclear submarine base at the mouth of the Tuman River, creating a military posture that would fully encircle Japan from the Sea of Japan. The Tuman River is a river that originates in China's Changbai Mountain, with a main stream of more than 300 miles long, and empties into the Sea of Japan. The upper reaches are the border river between China and North Korea, while the lower 15 kilometers of the border river are the border river between North Korea and Russia. Lude Media says the location for the nuclear submarine base has already been chosen, on an island at the mouth of the Tuman River, much like the CCP's submarine base in Liukong Island, an island that is also very suitable for a submarine base. A submarine base doesn't need to be big, but it needs to be secretive, go directly underwater, with Russia to the north and North Korea to the west of this island. The US can only observe it via satellite, but you can do a good job with all kinds of bunkers so that satellites can't see it. After the base is completed, China, Russia, and North Korea can all use it. The base will effectively interact with Russia's Far East Fleet and Pacific Fleet and form a total encirclement posture against Japan through the immediately adjacent Sea of Japan. On the surface, this project will be constructed under the guise of developing the Tuman River outlet, and they will claim it a civilian project, but in fact, it is military. Lude Media said that the CCP is likely to repeat the practice of creating artificial islands in the Sea of Japan, just like what they did in the South China Sea. The CCP is now carrying out a step-by-step pre-deployment, and once the deployment is completed, Japan will lose control of the sea. The specific steps for China and Russia to take down Japan and force out the US are: 1. China and Russia will first build a nuclear submarine base near the mouth of the Tuman River. 2. To build civilian facilities such as docks and harbors, and then upgrade them to military ones capable of docking surface ships. 3. To create artificial islands in the Sea of Japan, and then militarize and weaponize them by deploying missiles, gradually encroaching the Sea of Japan, and ultimately form a direct military siege on northern Japan, which will eventually leave the US incapable of protecting Japan and forced to give up Japan. Once the US gives up Japan, its deployment in the Asia-Pacific region will have to shrink back to Hawaii. Lude media also says she has named the port on the Tuman River, 折别. It is a Mongolian word for arrow or sword. It was also the name for a famous military general skilled in archery under Genghis Khan, the founding emperor of the Yuan dynasty in China. She said the coastline from Russia's far east coast to the east coast of North Korea is like a bow, and that the establishment of a base at the mouth of the Tuman River is like an arrow from which a sharp arrow is shot at the U.S., and that the bowstring is the entirety of Japan, and that the future takeover of Japan will form a bow and arrow aimed at the U.S. So this map with the arrow and the bow depicts Xi Jinping's strategic vision for this area. As a matter of fact, Lude media reported as early as 2022 that the strategic alliance between the CCP and Russia has different plans for the short, medium, and long term. The short-term plan is to build artificial islands in the Sea of Japan. The medium-term plan is to take down Japan by infiltrating it from within step by step, just like what the CCP is doing with Taiwan. The long-term strategy is to control the Arctic shipping routes and the Arctic Circle. Lude media said that the CCP wants to destroy the Western manufacturing industry by restricting the overall development of Western industries through carbon emissions and environmental treaties such as the Paris Agreement on Climate Change that was adopted in 2015. The above is what Lude media has revealed, and I personally think it has credibility, so I'm sharing it here. From the joint statement signed by the CCP and Russia, which we talked about in our last program, it is clear that the CCP and Russia have clearly listed the US-led West as the common enemy, and they do not recognize the rule-based international order, but rather want to re-establish the so-called community with a shared future for humanity proposed by the CCP. An article published on the Chinese language website of the CCP's mouthpiece Global Times says that the relationship between China and Russia is stronger than ever as the world changes at an accelerated pace. The relationship between China and Russia is not a matter of expediency, but it is the backbone of great powers' commitment to the common values and pursuits of mankind. This is a clear official declaration of the CCP's intention to change the world order together with Russia. Since Xi Jinping had already declared that he would push together with Putin for great changes that were yet to be seen in 100 years, then the formulation of corresponding short, medium, and long-term strategies is also a must. So, in the face of the active preparation of the CCP and Russia, it is the Western world that seems to be very passive and lacks active countermeasures.